Hi, my name is Rex Kinney. I'm the Dance Education and Performance Manager at STG. I was born in the Philippines and I moved to Seattle, I think when I was about 8 or 9 years old. So I was definitely raised in Seattle for the majority of my life. So I would say I'm a Seattle native. My first interaction or connection to arts, I would say I was living in the Philippines, and this was probably in kindergarten. And there's a lot of things that I don't remember from my childhood in the Philippines. But one of the things that I do remember is we had an end of the year celebration. And I do remember there was a singing and dance portion of that celebration, which I loved and enjoyed. So that was one of the first interactions. And then moving here in Seattle, I didn't get into the arts until I auditioned for the dance team at my high school. It's okay to make mistakes but also when you find discouraged at a young age about dance, still do it because you love it. Growing up with Asian parents, they didn't really understand what I was doing in terms of what is this dance club that you're going to, or this team. So they didn't really understand what that was. So a good portion of high school was that conflict of with my parents of saying, why are you dancing, you should be doing something else. And so, but I loved it. So I would just say, keep pushing to what you do and what you love, and just follow where your heart and your mind wants to lead you. I was part of the high school dance team there for 4 years of my time there. I was a captain as well for the last 2 years. But in 2001, the program needed to get restarted up again. And so I was asked with several other past members to work with the group and reignite the program. So we did. And then I continued after that. And it's been about 20 years that I've been working with that dance team. It definitely is connected to what I do now with STG. I think without my time there, coaching and learning how to run a dance program and working with teens and working with youth, it's definitely shaped my path moving forward into what I do. So, we've been fortunate to have several successful years, but also seeing the growth with the students and the program is something that I enjoy, as I've been a part of it for such a long time. I don't know if there's a certain person or what inspired me to go into this career of dance or arts administration. I would say I fell into it. In high school, I started working with the dance team and, really working my way up from being a student to being a dancer, of being a part of a company, and then eventually being a teaching artist through STG. And along the ways, there's just been a lot of signs of pointing me back to dance and arts. And so I just kept following that. And so eventually, bringing me to working with all of the great folks at STG. When I started working with Dance This as a teaching artist, and Anelia Bach was the program manager at the time, and I've been working with doing the hip hop dance styles for that program. And there just was an opportunity at the time that she was stepping down, and I was interested into that role. And again, with my role with Shorecrest as a coach and doing everything and anything with that program administratively, I really wanted to push myself in a direction to thinking, oh, I could do this. I want to do this. And so, lucky enough, I was able to run that program now. And, there was an opening with our department at the time. And again, kind of pushed me into thinking, okay, jumping from being, a teaching artist into the arts administration role was something that I've always thought of eventually, but now it's like, okay, let's go ahead and see what happens. Looking back through that journey, I could say it's been a long journey just because of, for myself, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I wasn't able to go to a 4-year college. But to be able to see where I'm at now, and all the different milestones along the way, I feel fortunate. I would say just the people I work with, the people that I'm around when I'm with my students, through the high school or even students that I've taught, I take a look at where they're at in their life, and maybe, knowing a little bit more of their background. Those are the times that make me want to be a better person and having a greater impact, whether it's through dance or working with them outside of just coaching. That inspires me. And again, when we get to work with different artists in the community, I love hearing about their story and their background and their movement through arts. So that inspires me a lot. For anyone, trying to get into the business of dance or arts administration, I would say, say yes to every opportunity that comes your way. It's always a learning experience. And whether you're starting from nothing to maybe in the middle level, there's always something that can be gained that you will sooner or later apply what you're learning in that level. And so, anything that you can do to, add more tools to your tool bag is so important, especially as things change in the arts and how you can adapt yourself to what's needed or to that project or working with a group or an artist. So the more knowledge and the more tools that you can have that you can refer to is always great. And as like I said, say yes to everything, and opportunities, like I said, will always kind of lead you in the right direction or show you the wrong path as well, but you're learning from that experience as well. Continue to grow as an artist and an arts administrator, but also helping to tell the story of others through arts and movements. And I think any way that I can help that journey, whether it's for a youth through the dance team that I work with or through youth that we work with through our programs, is finding their inspiration to find their path. Because to me, arts has been such an important part of my life that I would love to see that for others around, and anything that I can do to help them, is a mission of mine.